Brandon reminds me of his favorite pastime, solving a Rubik's Cube. He challenges you out of your comfort zone, has a creativity that can lead to unbelievable outcomes, and is steadfast for anyone and everyone. When you solve a Rubik's Cube, things just click, just as our friendship did during our district president year, and just as he did with New York FFA throughout his year of service.
Hi, my name is Cole Brooker, and this is my friend Stinky. I'm here to tell you why I love Brandon Phelps like a brother. I love that he has been in schools with me. He invited me to the prom with him, and he states Brandon Phelps is a really good guy, but not good as me as Stinky.
Things about Brandon over the years. He's always up for an adventure, like getting completely lost and driving 4 hours out of the way on a car trip and never complaining one bit. He's always hungry, having to stop to eat about every 20 minutes when we're together. And he's always hungry for growth, whether it's learning new things like Rubik's Cubes and knitting, or learning new things to serve all of you. Please help me in welcoming my not-so-little brother.
My brother from another mother.
My best friend and your 2019-2020 New York FFA Vice President, Brandon Phelps.
I can do this. I've spoken in front of members before. I'm a state officer. This speech will be a piece of cake. Oh, I know the answer to this. I've got it. Wait, but what if I'm wrong? Oh, I know my friends will judge me if I mess up even a little. I'm just an awkward kid. Oh, it's not worth it. These kids are awesome. I've got this under control. I'm a state officer. It couldn't go wrong. I've made thousands of baskets from this far before in gym class. This shouldn't be any different. But wait, what if I mess up? I guess I don't make it every time. Compared to them, I'm just no good. I'm not a basketball star. I love hearing about these kids' stories and making them laugh with my jokes. I'm a state officer. A lot of these kids look up to me. Oh shoot. Where am I supposed to sit? No one in here wants me to sit with them. They just find me annoying. I'll just go eat alone in the band room again. I am different. Many of us strive to make an impact on our world. But in order to leave an impact that'll last long after we are gone, we cannot be afraid to be ourselves. We must have confidence in our actions, our decisions, and our mistakes in order to make an impact on our world. We all have those friends who seem more like brothers from another mother. And my brother from another mother is none other than my best friend, Cole Brooker. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Cole. Cole is the type of guy who every morning on the way to school listens to his favorite music with his ginormous pink headphones on while singing his heart out. Now, just so you know, Cole and I, we're not the best singers, but that's never been able to stop him. Last fall, Cole and I went to homecoming together, and we decided that we wanted to match. Now, Cole despises ties, so we decided that we were going to wear Hawaiian shirts so that a tie wouldn't be necessary. Once we got there, we may have stood out from the crowd, but we were the two coolest guys there because we were in matching Hawaiian shirts. Eventually, Cole went to the front of the room to dance because nobody else was brave enough to, and busted out some of his best moves. Although he may not have looked the coolest or been the best dancer there, his energy was felt throughout the room, and eventually the front of the room was filled with people because nobody was afraid to be themselves anymore. Cole decided not to worry about what other people would think of him, and because of that, he was able to take a room full of people and get all of them out of their comfort zones. So this February, as the lead in our musical, I was asked to answer some questions to be put into the school paper. I got to the final question and it asked me, who inspires me? After some thought, I decided to say Cole Brooker, because he's never been afraid to be himself. Cole doesn't care when he sings his heart out on the way to school, and he never thinks for 1 second that other people could be judging him. Too many of us these days feel that we have to fit in by wearing the correct clothes or by always acting cool and calm. Society has pressured all of us, including me, to fit the norm. We constantly worry about what everybody will think of us, and it stops us from growing. We try and fit the mold that society has created for us, and it halts our growth. But society has never been able to stop Cole. And that's why I look up to him. Cole works to strengthen the person that he is, not the person that other people say he should be. We must work to strengthen the image that we have of ourselves, not the image that other people have created for us, by not being worried about what other people will think of our differences. We can't be afraid of being different. We just have to focus on the image that we have for ourselves. Every day we are constantly pushed down and held back by society saying that it has to be done this way, or you can't do that because that's different and people would find that weird. We are told this so much that it starts to seem impossible to break through these outside pressures. Cole inspires me because he does something that I could only dream of doing. Not once has he ever thought, oh, I can't do this because it would make me uncool or people would be judging me. Cole gives me hope because if he's a living representation of it, then I know it is possible. Cole stays true to himself and never gives in to peer pressure. So why can't we? Why don't we become somebody who works to better ourselves by strengthening our character and not let our character be defined by others? We must work to become ourselves even when we are worried that others will judge us because we are different. We have to accept who we are. I am different, but that's what makes me strong. All of this talk about strength is really tiring me out. Thankfully, I know what I like to do when I'm tired. I would assume that most of us, including me, love watching TV. Now, we also all have our favorite TV shows. If you have a favorite TV show on Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, or heck, even regular TV if you still watch that, go ahead and put the name of it down in the comments. Although a lot of us have probably spent hundreds of hours sitting in front of our television, do any of us know how it was made or how it was invented? Well, whether you want to know or not, you're in luck, because I'm going to tell you. Let's start by imagining our living rooms. What is all of the furniture in the room facing? Exactly, the TV. Now, this will sound funny, but before the TV was there, the radio took its place. But the furniture didn't move. Philo Farnsworth, in 1927, built the first image pickup device, aka the first television. He found a way to take an image, turn it into a code that a computer could read, and then turn it back into an image. He was a pioneer of something that has changed the life of people to this day. Almost 100 years later, the difference that he made by doing something differently still affects all of us. So many great things were discovered either by accident, because somebody chose to take technology and use it in a new way, or they use their drive and motivation to take something old and make something new. There are so many other examples of this too. Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb. William Rutledge, who learned how to use x-rays to look through somebody's flesh and see their bones. And Play-Doh, which was invented by Noah McVickler while trying to make soap. All of these things happened because somebody chose to do things differently. Nothing would advance if we just used the same experiments and never tried to make things better. X-rays wouldn't have been found, radios would have never become televisions, and there would be no Play-Doh. This is true when we apply it to our own lives too. My favorite author, Andy Andrews, once said, "Everybody wants to make a difference, but nobody wants to be different. And without one, you can't have the other." If nobody tries to do things in a new and creative way, then nothing is going to change. Life would be rough. All of us want to make an impact on our world, but we can't do that unless we do it in our own unique way. If all we do is try and be like the people that we look up to, we'll never be able to do something new or reach our full potential. We can't just give in and live normal lives where we go to school, do our homework, eat dinner, and then go to bed. Until we defy the expectations that the world has put on us, we'll just be going with the flow. We have to go out and make connections with people in our community and strive to reach the goals that we have set for ourselves. We all want to make a difference, but until we dare to be different by putting in more work than expected, we won't get anywhere. Farnsworth didn't make a difference by going with the crowd. He made a difference by living his life differently. He decided to take something and change everything about it, and because of that, he was able to make something great. All of us want to make a difference, but we aren't daring to be different. And without one, the other is impossible. How are we going to start now? How are we going to make a difference? I am different, but that's what makes me strong. So I can have an impact. I am a state officer. I feel like I have the confidence to do anything. I'm just me. And I'm no good. As you can tell, there are two different people that live inside of me. The state officer who isn't scared of anything because he has confidence from his position, and the regular me who can barely answer a question in class because he's scared of what other people will think of him. The state officer me is who I want to become, while the regular me is the reality that I'm stuck in because I'm too afraid to be myself. All of us are in a similar situation to mine. We have the person that we want to become, but we can't get our reality to match up with the stronger versions of ourselves that we know we can be. People tell us that we can't be afraid to show the world who we really are, that we have to let our true colors shine through. As much as we want to, a lot of us can't because we're too scared. We're scared to stick out from the crowd because we're worried that we'll feel alone in the crowd. Cole's parents thank me all the time for giving Cole the opportunity to go to the dances. But in reality, it's him that I should be thanking because I wouldn't have the confidence to attend the dances by myself. This is sad, but it's true. I want to be able to possess the confidence that I have as a state officer, but I'm too scared that people won't like the real me. For a lot of us, it seems impossible to become that confident version of ourselves, but it's not. That confident version of ourselves is living inside of us right now. We just have to push past the fear and let them out. Once we do that, then and only then can we make an impact. When we're not afraid to stick out from the crowd and be ourselves, we can fully utilize our strengths and work past our weaknesses. Once we push past that fear, nothing can stop us from making an impact on not only the people around us, but the world. We can make a difference, but only when we strip away our insecurities by not worrying about how the rest of the world will view our differences. I am different. No. We are different. But that's what makes us strong. So we can have an impact that'll change our world.